Hello Abhishek, how are you? Abhishek, this is Neer N for Nagaland. I think you mistyped. Okay. Can you please DCDR drill when Vault is in cluster mode? Sure. So suppose like you have your production and DR both in the cluster. Like you have node A, node B, and active or passive, you can say. So to have the this like automatic failover, in that case you just need to, like suppose you are doing a failover. So suppose if you are just stop the CVM service on the active node, automatically your passive node will come online. So in that case, what you need to do, you just need to stop the CVM service on your passive node so that it will directly go to your DR. It will not go to the passive. So when you will stop the service on the active, your active vault, then automatically it will be routed to the your DR server. For that, you just need to, like in the padr.inf file, you need to make like failover mode, your enable failover equal to yes. And on your DR side also, you can just do one thing. You can stop the service. Like suppose you want to go with the 1 volt only from. So suppose you have node A, node B, and in your DR side also you, like suppose you have node C and node D. So you need to stop the service on node B so that when you are just stopping the service on node A, it shouldn't go to the node B. Otherwise, your node B will come online. So in that case, automatically it will be routed to your DR vault, and your this one of the node will be online. And in the similar case, you can just have the like while doing the failback also, you can just run the replication from your DR to the production, and you can just enable the service on your production side. Sai, hi Neer, is there any difference in process for version upgrade on cluster servers and on-prem servers from 11.5 to 12.2? No, like there are not so much, not so difference in while you are upgrading the cluster or the your standalone vault, whether it's on-prem or it's on the cloud as well as. You just need to follow the steps before like doing the upgrade, like taking care of the backup. You need to take the backup of all the configuration, check if your backup is up to date or not, and planning the your vault, like your production and DR vault in such a way like users are not getting impacted when you are just upgrading your production vault. In that case, your DR is active and users are connected to the DR vault. And when you are just upgrading your DR, then like you are connecting all your users to the production vault. But in that case, like your both the vaults should be upgraded onto the same version. Otherwise, you won't be able to replicate the data between the two servers, between the vault. Both the vault servers should be on the same version. Then only you will be able to replicate the data between them. Abhishek Durgam, how many maximum concurrent session PSMP can handle? By default, I think it's 100, and they are not so much in the PSMP. If you will check, you will find unlimited. But I would say like it totally depends upon the configuration of your PSMP server, and if you are going with the Linux, because in the Linux they are the recordings is the size of the recording is less, so you can see that number of connections can be handled by the single PSMP. Sai, will you republish your existing recordings? You mean to say my old videos, Sai? If you are referring to my old videos, so you can check the website. I have launched the website, so you can just search for secappslearning.com. You will see all the old videos are there on the secappslearning.com. So you can just go with the, you can just watch the old videos. Abhishek, which user is used to establish a session, and which you is used to handle recording in context of PSMP. So in the PSMP also we have the app user and gateway user. So app user will take care of the recordings, and your session is established by using the gateway user, like connecting to the target server. That gateway user will fetch the password from the vault, and it will establish the connection. Abhishek, do we have PSM Connect in PSMP as well as like PSMP? We don't have that. Uh, so like these are like PSMP app user and gateway user. Abhishek, okay, thanks. No problem. Abhishek, while deploying CyberArk via ARM templates, is it mandatory to give the DR details on the template? Yes. If you are using the Azure Resource Manager templates, you, because there is a different you need to install the DR onto your production side also and the DR side also. But I would recommend you can go with the, if you haven't configured, if you haven't installed the Vault using the ARM templates on Azure. So first, because if you are doing with the ARM templates, there are lots of error you can face if you don't have the good idea about the ARM, so you can land in trouble. So if you are good with the ARM and the Azure configuration, then I would say you can just use the ARM templates. Otherwise, just do it manually. You can install it manually also. You can get the server built on the Azure by the respective team, and you can just start installing the Vault and other components. Uh, Waiting for more questions. Sai Abhishek. Okay. Abhishek, if we are not leveraging the network template, do we need to manually configure VNet, subnet, and service endpoint? Yes, you need to. So, are you going to build on the Azure or like AWS? Because there is a slight difference in AWS and Azure. Yep. Then you can just take care. you can just take the help of the Azure team, because there are lots of things you need to configure. And the difference between the on-prem and Azure is, like, after installing the Vault or any component, you need to register to the cloud. So there is a script, you just need to run that script, and that script will register that component on cloud. And you can also take the help of building up the server from the respective team. They can just help you out. And because if you are good with the ARM, you have a good knowledge on ARM templates, then you can just go with the ARM, and you can find the rest of the script on the GitHub. You can just browse those scripts using the ARM templates, and you can just install it. But sometimes I have seen the issues related to, sometimes it's picking up the old key, old license, and at the last moment the installation is failing. So if you are good with the ARM, then go with the installation. Otherwise, you can just do it manually also. No problem, Abhishek. GD, hi sir. I hope you are doing good. Yes, GD. Thank you very much. How are you doing? And Abhishek, we get custom script with DR, no error if the license per rec pub in container and template license. Yes, Abhishek, like I also tried with the ARM templates and got some issue. So because I haven't done with the ARM templates. And also, Abhishek, to you asked one question, like we have the PSM Connect. Yes, there is a PSM Connect gets created for PSMP as well as. Sorry, I said no, but there are PSMP, PSM Connect for your PSMP as well as. Sorry for that. And for this license plus rec pub don't match. Yes, I've seen this kind of issue. So when you are going with the this ARM templates and with the script which are there on the GitHub, so after when the installation is done, you will face some issues. GD sir, please can you make training videos on AM for integration of RPA bots and CI/CD tool? GD, like as you know, I won't be able to upload the practical videos on this YouTube, because as you know, my last channel got deleted due to the copyright strike by CyberArk. So on this channel, I can just come online and we can discuss more about your queries and your doubts. And if I know the answer, I always try to provide you the best solution. But yes, I would definitely give a try to upload videos on my website and on this particular topic as well as. Yes, Abhishek, you are not for the this PSM Connect is generally used to invoke the PSMP so that it can start with the connection purpose. And for the recordings, you have the your admin connect. Like in the PSM server, also we have the PSM Connect and Admin Connect. Admin Connect is used for the session monitoring, your live session monitoring. And your PSM Connect is generally used to log into the PSM server locally. And this password is fetched by the your PWA gateway, sorry, PWA app user. Yes. Okay. Okay, Abhishek. Okay, I thought you were asking for the PSM. I'll tell you why we don't have, because as you know, PSMP is totally a CLI, command line interface, and sometimes you see like there are no video recordings because everything is a keystroke logs. We are just entering the commands and getting the result and performing. So all are the key based keystroke logs, and that is covered within the keystroke logs only. So that's why sometimes you will see there are no recordings gets for the PSMP session, and sometimes you will not get the download options also for the PSMP because everything is a keystroke logs, not just like the Windows where we have the different directories and options. And in PSMP, it's a single screen, and we are just hitting the values and getting the result. Uh, Abhishek, what is RTO and RPO? How is it calculated? Abhishek, I know, but I totally forgot. But I can tell you what it is. Like, suppose you are doing the DR drill. So, how much time it is taken to switch to the DR? So, I think that is your RTO. I'm not sure about it. And RPO is like generally you have created something onto your production, and how much time it's taking to replicate on your DR site. Like you created some account, you onboarded some accounts, and how much time it's taking to replicate. So the time difference is, I think, that is considered to RTO and RPO. But I'm not sure about it. I've read about it, but I totally forgot about it. So but I can I can go through and will let you know about the exact what are this and in the context of CyberArk how it's calculated. But I know this is being calculated on your when you are doing the failover and failback. Abhishek, do I need a restart if I add an additional IP on vault.ini files of any components to make changes reflected? Yes. If you are completely changing the IP address, suppose you have your production IP address there, and now you want to point your component to a DR or another, like you need to provide a IP or you need to point your DR when your DR is active. Yes, you can just restart the service and it will be pointed. Okay, Abhishek, I want to understand the PSM flow when PSM Connect and Admin Connect users are domain joined. Let's say I have 10 PSM servers, load balance in this scenario. So in that case, like if you having the domain PSM Connect and the Admin Connect. So and also you can just manage the password of those user using the CPM also, as those users are created on the domain with the same permission just like your local PSM Connect and the Admin Connect. Okay, so suppose when you just click on the connect option, so first it will go to your load balancer if you are 10 PSMs are load balanced, and then your load balancer will route the traffic as per the algorithm set on the load balancer, whether it's round robin or least connection. After that, like suppose it's the least connection or the round robin, automatically your load balancer will route the traffic to that particular PSM, and then like your this PWA app user just fetch the password of your this PSM Connect, because when you just create the PSM Connect and Admin Connect, you just onboard those account to the PSM safe, and on the PSM safe your PWA app user has all the permission to fetch the password. So it will fetch first fetch the password, and then your PSM Connect will log into the that particular PSM locally, because we do provide all the permission to that PSM Connect so that it can log in locally to that particular PSM server. And then like your PSM gateway user will fetch the password of your target account, like target user you are connecting to. And after that, it will just invoke that session, run as shadow user, and then you will be connected to your respective server. And on temporary basis your recordings will be saved on the PSM server only in the recording folder, and when you just disconnect the session your PSM app user will store the recordings on the recording safe. And if you have the SIM tool, then all your logs will be forwarded to the SIM tool. So there is not much difference if you are using the domain joint, or because you need to provide the same permission to your PSM Connect and Admin Connect, which were there on the your local PSM Connect and Admin Connect. It when your load balancer just route the traffic, suppose it's routing the traffic to the A PSMA server. So then your this PSM Connect will be, because your PWA app user will fetch the password from the PSM safe of your PSM Connect, and your load balancer has like this PSM will make the connection. So automatically it's taken care by your that configuration only, because you are first setting the load balancer, and on the load balancer there is an algorithm, it's routing the traffic to one of the PSM, and then you are just like your this PSM Connect will log into that PSM server, and there is a basic psm.inf file where you just define all your this object, so it will just identify from that file. Abhishek, in distributed vault architecture, if primary goes down, will the candidate vault do the read write operations? So, because I haven't worked much on the distributed vault, but I know the concept. If, like, suppose your primary or master vault will go down, automatically another vault will be activated as a primary, or you can say the master vault. So automatically a new vault will be termed like you can say promoted as a primary. So automatically all the requests will be now routed to the master vault, and then it will be routed to your satellite vault. DR90, hello sir, hello, how are you? Hi David, yes, how are you doing? Thank you for your efforts, no worries sir. I'm also good David, thank you for joining. Yes, David, like currently I'll be making video on Conjure and EPM because I recently started working on these products. Earlier, I never get a chance to work on Conjure and EPM. But yes, I'll be making videos on these topic as well as. Abhishek, can we integrate multiple domains on the remote access? Abhishek, I haven't worked on the LRO, so I don't have idea about this LRO. But I have idea about the Beyond Trust remote access and not for CyberArk. David, I can provide you with PDF exercise guide as well as the Conjure decks. Definitely, like it will be a great help. Like David, if you can share those information with me, then definitely I'll will go through those documents and will try to make a video on those topics. So you can just share that information on my email ID. You can find my email ID from the about section of this channel and you can just mail me or you can also WhatsApp me the details. It will be a like really great help. Sure, I'll send you as well as CPM custom plugin prompts and process file for video purpose. Yes, it will be like great help, David. Thank you very much. Ronald, hi sir. Hello, how you doing, Ronald? And guys, like if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and you can also like this video as well as. Ronald, I will email you today for the license. Sure, Ronald. David, one query. What do you regard as the best PAM competitor solution to CyberArk? Example, Beyond Trust, Thacotic, Delinea. I would say Archon, David. Like if you will see the recent Gartner report, so CyberArk is the leading, and on second it's Archon. So Archon is giving tough competition to CyberArk. So you can, and also the Beyond Trust as well as. So I would say if you are like if you have gone through the CyberArk, then you can start learning Archon also, and then you have the Beyond Trust. Should we continue on CyberArk track or do we need to diversify on different vendors? Uh, David, we can first continue on CyberArk because I know everyone joins for the CyberArk. So let's continue with CyberArk only. But like if going forward also, I would try with the Beyond Trust and different PAM also. Like we'll try to upload videos on different PAM tool because CyberArk we have different components. But if you will see like there are different your Thycotic, Delinea or Sensegura. So there are different you need to install on a single machine. So there is an option you can just import the image and you can start installing everything on a single server. Everything is there on a single server. You don't need to install the separate components just like CyberArk. Yeah, Archon, yes, you can because if you will see the Gartner report, so as per the Gartner report, it's on second. Archon is on second, as CyberArk is the leading, and you can just go through. I'll also just try to explore more on our Archon. Ronald, what are the all basics that you would need to know for the deployment and administration of CyberArk? Any fundamentals? So for the deployment, if you are just deploying from scratch, you need to gather the information just like how many total number of accounts and what type of accounts, and if they have like in different locations, reasons you can say in Europe or in different countries, you can gather all the informations, and if any customization is required, you need to customize some login process using the auto IT, then like what type of account. So totally depends upon that, and then like if which authentication method the client wants to go, total number of users, so that you can just get the license, and depending upon the number of accounts you can just figure it out how many components you will be deploying. So you need to connect with every team and get all the information regarding this. David, thank you for elaborating. Do you have any experience with CyberArk Privilege Cloud? What's the difference between the on-prem core, PaaS, hosted, and public cloud? So, David, like I don't have much idea about the Privilege Cloud, but in the SaaS, so in the SaaS, your Vault and PVWA, it's taken care by the CyberArk support only, and you will not get the access to those components, your Vault and your PVWA. Rest of the component, your PSM, CPM, you will be having access, but not with the Vault and the your PVWA. If you are need to troubleshoot something, you need to contact the CyberArk support, and you can just troubleshoot the issue with them. But if you are using the self-hosted, then you have all the access on all the components, and same on your on-prem. And why should we one opt for CyberArk Privilege Clouds? So if you are going with the privileged cloud, so in that case, like if you are having some vulnerability or some patches, so that is taken care by the CyberArk support only. If and Vault and PWA will be taken care by the CyberArk support, and rest of the component you can just use. You can just patch or mitigate if there is any vulnerability. So it totally depends upon that. Ronald writes, no problem. Sorry. Ronald, are the connectors being provided by CyberArk or do we have an option to develop them? Ronald, some of the connectors will be provided by CyberArk by default, but for like suppose you have a different application, you have your firewall or other application, for those you need to develop a connector. Using the auto IT, you can just develop the connectors. You can just use the existing connectors which is provided by CyberArk. There is a auto IT skeleton, so you can use that script. You can just modify as per your requirement, and you can use that connector for building up a new connector. Or if you are good with the auto IT or any other scripting language which is supported by CyberArk, you can use that also to build a connector. But I would say like use auto IT because it's not much difficult. You can just build any type of connector using the auto IT. And CyberArk also does provide the connectors which are made by the auto IT only, using the auto IT only. Ronald, so for more majority of the platform, they do provide right like Oracle, MS SQL. Yes, you will have the for SQL, you will have the SQL Management Studio, so you can just modify as per your requirement. David, thanks, sir. What's your recommendation to avoid bypassing the solution of the CyberArk core passed by administrators? So in that case, you can just, so suppose you are using a WVD or Citrix, or some users are using base machine to connect to the target servers. So in that case, you can just block, you can use the firewall, and you can just block all the direct communication, direct like communication from your base machine to the target server. You can just block the ports, and those ports should be allowed from the CyberArk only. Like they need to log into CyberArk, and then from there only they will be connecting. So it will be then in that case, no one can just connect to the target server outside the CyberArk because ports are blocked You can just block the ports outside the CyberArk, like for be your base machine, or if you are using WVD or Citrix. First, you will log into the WVD or Citrix, and then you are just connecting to the target server. So you can just block the port. You can just provide the like your destination and source IP address, and you can just block the port. You can just create the deny rule, and you can just block 3389 and 22 for RDP and SSH, so that there will be no communication outside the CyberArk. And for the CyberArk, you can, because these ports should be open, so every user will log into CyberArk and they will connect from the CyberArk only to their respective servers. Ronald, so when a user is trying to access the target machine through CyberArk, only the CyberArk port will be allowed in such case. Yes, like because when the user will log into CyberArk, and then you have the ports open from your PSM server to the target servers. So for the RDP, there will be 3389 port. For your SSH, it will be 22 port. So in that case, those ports will be allowed from your PSM to the target servers. Only those CyberArk ports. Okay. Thomas, password rotation not happening due to password manager suspended. So in that case, Thomas, you need to just create a CRED file, and you can just go to the private arc client, go to the password manager, and give a password, and then you can just uh, activate the user if this is suspended, and then you can go to that particular CPM and use the CRED file, and then just create a using the CRED file, you can just provide the same password, then automatically your CPM will be communicating to Vault and it will be activated. So why the password manager gets suspended? Because due to the out of sync, the password which is there on the CPM server in the CRED file is different, and the password which is there on your Vault, and it's out of sync. So that's why it gets suspended due to the incorrect password. So you need to enable it, and you can just use the CRED file. Sorry, sorry. Actually, I got some cold, so that's why. Sorry for that. Thomas feeling little better now. Only some cold and cough. As you know, the weather is changing, so that's why. So guys, if we don't have more questions, so I think let's wind up this call. And I'll try to come live on every Sunday at the same time at 7 p.m. So you can join this and we can discuss more about CyberArk. And if you are giving any interview also, we can discuss your interview questions also. And if I know the answer, definitely I'll provide you the answer. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, also subscribe to this channel. And okay, Abdul is asking system uh, configuration required to develop lab. Abdul, you at least you should have 8 GB of RAM and i3 processor or above that, and at least you should have 100 GB of space for your CyberArk lab because we need to install lots of components, your wall, PWA, CPM. So this is the minimum requirement. You should have at least. Sorry, Abdul. Thank you. No problem. Guys, so I was saying like on every Sunday I'll try to come live at 7 p.m. So please subscribe to this channel and like this video as well as, and we can discuss more about CyberArk on every Sunday. Thomas, how to get password manager user password to resync. So you can just provide a new password, Thomas. So, like go to the private arc client, go to the password manager, just provide a new password, activate that user from the network areas, and go to that CPM server and use that create cred file. And when you just create the password, use the same password which you have provided in the private arc client so that both the password remains same on the CPM server also in the CRED file and in the private arc client also. So in that case, both the password will remain in same and it will be synced. David, thanks for your answer. Have you before configured the SSH certificate to connect to a Unix server and just in time lived certs? No, David, I never got a chance to configure this, but I have read about this just in time. Like in just in time, we have like giving the access to a user, admin level access for certain period of time, and which is taken care by the CPM. Thank you, sir. No problem, David. Guys, let's catch up on next weekend. So thank you for joining this session. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and share with your friends as well as. And like going forward, I will try to just upload videos on different PAM tools as well as. And because we should learn more technologies, don't restrict to a single technology. So I would try to upload more videos on different PAM tools like Beyond Trust, Archon, and Sensegura. So different PAM tools are there available in the market. So thank you for joining this session and have a good day.